Hi, Rachel from Edge here. Quick citrus update. So I bought these citrus trees about a year ago from the Citrus Centre down in West Sussex. They were fantastic. I dealt with Amanda. She was really helpful. I can't recommend them highly enough. They sell a wide range of fruit trees, although there are many citrus tree providers. So it's not particularly a plug, but I'm just saying that they provide a great service. I wanted to expand my food growing and start to learn about citrus. So I bought a lemon, a lime, and an orange, just one of each, self-fertile varieties. And I'm just going to talk to you a bit about them. So now that I've had them for a year, I've got to know them a bit. So this is the lemon here. Hopefully you can see there's a lovely fruit down here, yet to be picked. And then it's recently flowered. So I don't know if you can see some of the flowers. They've just gone over, and fingers crossed for successful pollination, and we'll get a crop later on. You can see some lovely new growth here at the tops. That's all new growth, and here they've grown really well. They've probably added about half again to their size since I've had them. They probably came, when they came, they were about this tall, about 2 foot out of the pot. We picked some lemons. They're really tasty. We have them in drinks, or use them to cook with. I used some in making some jam this morning. This is the lime, and it's just flowered, and I just wanted to show you that the fruit's just coming here. So that's a successful pollination. So you can just see the lime coming there and there. And this variety is Tahiti. And all of this lighter green growth is all the new growth this year. So hopefully you can see the difference in the two greens. Loads of growth. So again, this has probably doubled in size since I've owned it in a year. And then just to show you that this is the orange, and I've just watered them, which is why they might look a bit like they're wilting. It's a very, very hot day. It's about 35. And I'll go on and explain about watering in a bit. This is the orange. The flowers have come and gone, so there's not a lot to show you on here, but I can show you the fruit. So this just came out of the freezer, which is why it looks a bit like ice. I picked them all last season, froze them all straight away because I want to make marmalade with them. This is not an eating orange, it's too bitter, so really need to cook with it. So just to show you what the fruit looks like, and this is a calamondin orange. And again, all of this is new growth. So this darker green is the old growth, and this slightly more flexible, lighter green is all the new growth this season. So you can see it's really come out as a shrub. In terms of care, they've been outside since after the last frost. They can't cope with any temperatures below 0, and you really, really don't want to subject them to any kind of frost or anything. So after the last frost this year, they came outside. They stay outside all day, all night, and they just love being in the sun. I've just moved them here to film in the shade. Over winter, they need to be in a heated environment, so either indoors or in something that's heated. So I had two options: put them in the summer house and heat it, because it was going below 0 in the summer house. I had a temperature monitor in there. So that would have meant running some kind of oil-filled radiator or some kind of heating if you don't have a heating in an outdoor building. Or bringing them inside, and luckily I've got a back sort of porch. And the most important bit for them, as well as not going below 0, is the light. So they still need light all the way over winter. So I had a back porch that gets plenty of light but protects them from the frost. It's indoors enough. It's not in a heated area, but it is in an insulated area, so it just prevented that temperature going below 0. I think the lowest it got was about 5. They do need feeding occasionally, particularly if you're keeping them in pots, and there's specialist citrus feeds that you can get. And the best thing with citrus in terms of watering is it's much better to let them go dry than to keep them wet. So they hate having wet feet. So don't sit them in a tray of water. And really, I do less watering than I probably should, because I err on the side of caution. If you keeping the roots wet, they'll get mould. They'll also attract the citrus fly. So that all those kind of pest problems happen when the pots are too wet and the soil's too wet. So citrus really, there's more citrus killed from being too wet than from being too dry, basically. They're a Mediterranean plant, they're used to hot conditions. So I've just given them a water. You need to let that water drain right through. It's better to water with tap water really than rainwater, because they like the calcium. If you're going to do it from a water butt, just occasionally water them with tap water. In terms of how frequently I water, I go on the look of the plants, so I can't really tell you that, and obviously it depends on your conditions. But they've been really easy to look after, apart from the conditions of the heat. And I've had quite a bit of fruit off. I had about 20 of those oranges, 20 or 25 of these last year, some a bit bigger than this. I haven't made the marmalade yet because I've been waiting for the other sort of homegrown produced ingredients, but that will become a marmalade, and when it does, I'll do another video. See you soon.